Ever pondered about the unsung heroes of football, the ones who made a significant impact but are seldom talked about? Welcome to a realm where the spotlight shines on the unremembered legends of the beautiful game. These are the trailblazers and innovators, the ones who wove magic on the pitch or from the sidelines. Yet their stories have been relegated to the dusty pages of history. Their names might not be etched on trophies or emblazoned on the back of jerseys, but their contributions to football are immeasurable. They crafted strategies, broke barriers, and displayed skills that changed the course of the game. And yet they remain largely unknown, their feats uncelebrated. We're here to bring these forgotten heroes back into the limelight, to give them the recognition they deserve. Their stories are a testament to the spirit of the game, the passion that transcends fame and fortune. Join us as we journey through time and rediscover these hidden gems of football. Our first hero is none other than Sir Stanley Matthews, the Wizard of Dribble. Born in the early 20th century, Sir Stanley Matthews was a footballer who played the beautiful game with a grace and elegance that was simply unmatched. His mesmerizing dribbling skills were a sight to behold, earning him the nickname the Wizard of Dribble. With a football at his feet, he was a magician, weaving his way through opponents as if they were mere apparitions, leaving spectators in awe of his skill. But it wasn't just his talent that set him apart. Sir Stanley Matthews was a testament to longevity in a sport that is often ruthless in its demand for youth and vigor. He played at the top level until he was 50 years old, an incredible feat that speaks volumes about his dedication and love for the game. In a career that spanned over 3 decades, his performances were consistently top-notch, a testament to his unparalleled skill and fitness. Yet Sir Stanley Matthews was more than just a football player. He was a sportsman in the truest sense of the word. He played the game with a level of respect and dignity that is often missing in today's highly competitive sporting world. He was never booked or sent off in his entire career, a record that is as astounding as it is admirable. His philosophy towards the game can be summed up in his famous quote, "First of all, I play to win. Secondly, I play for the love of the game." This encapsulates his competitive spirit and his deep passion for football. He played to win, but never at the expense of his love for the game. His sportsmanship, his skill, and his love for football made him one of the all-time greats. And yet, despite his incredible career and contribution to the game, his story is often overlooked, overshadowed by the glitz and glamour of modern football. A knight in shining armor on the football pitch, Sir Stanley Matthews was indeed a forgotten hero. Next, we turn our attention to Emma Clarke, the first black woman in football history. Emma Clarke, a name that should echo through the annals of football history. Yet, it is a name that many may not be familiar with. Born in Liverpool in the late 19th century, Clarke was a trailblazer in the truest sense of the word. She was the first known black woman to play football, carving out a space for herself in a sport dominated by white men. From her early days, Clarke demonstrated a passion and talent for football that could not be ignored. However, her journey was not without its challenges. She faced prejudice and discrimination, both because of her gender and the color of her skin. Yet, she remained undeterred, her resolve hardened by adversity. Clarke was not just a player, she was a pioneer. She played for the British Ladies Football Club, one of the first of its kind, and toured throughout the United Kingdom. Despite the societal norms of the time, she stood tall, unafraid to challenge the status quo. She played with a level of skill and determination that inspired those who saw her, proving that football was not just a man's game. Her story is one of resilience, of breaking barriers and defying expectations. It's a story that reminds us that football is a game for everyone, regardless of race, gender, or background. It's a testament to the power of the human spirit and the love of the beautiful game. Unfortunately, much of Emma Clarke's life remains a mystery, her achievements largely uncelebrated and forgotten. But her impact on the sport is undeniable. She paved the way for future generations of female footballers, breaking down barriers and challenging the status quo. Emma Clarke was more than just a footballer. She was a symbol of defiance, a beacon of hope, and a testament to the power of perseverance. Her story is an important part of football's history, a chapter that needs to be told and remembered. Emma Clarke, a true pioneer who broke barriers and paved the way for future generations. Now let's shed light on Jimmy Hogan, the innovator who revolutionized football training methods. Born in Lancashire, England, at the end of the 19th century, Jimmy Hogan was a man ahead of his time. He wasn't just a footballer, but a visionary who saw the potential in transforming the way the game was played. Hogan believed in the power of tactical discipline, technical skill, and most importantly, the value of rigorous training. Hogan's journey began in his home country, but his innovative approach truly flourished when he ventured abroad. While most of his contemporaries were focusing on physical strength and stamina, Hogan was already thinking about the game's tactical evolution. His methods were different, they were unique, and they were effective. In Austria, Hogan's coaching methods led the national team to become one of the strongest in Europe during the 20s and 30s. His influence reached as far as Hungary, where he nurtured a generation of players who would later stun the football world in the 50s. They were known as the Mighty Magyars, a team that went unbeaten for 4 years and revolutionized the game with their fluid style of play. But Hogan's influence didn't stop there. His revolutionary training methods, which emphasized ball control, passing, and movement, spread across Europe and eventually the world. Hogan's approach was simple. He believed that football was a game of skill, not brute force. He trained his players to think, to anticipate, and to outsmart their opponents. Hogan's dedication to the sport was unwavering. He spent his life traveling, coaching, and spreading his innovative ideas. He believed in the potential of every player, in the power of the mind, and in the beauty of the game. His legacy is evident in the way football is played today. His methods are still used, his ideas still respected, and his influence still felt. Jimmy Hogan, an innovator whose methods are still relevant today, is another forgotten hero of football. Finally, we honor 3 forgotten heroes, 𝗙𝗲𝗴𝗱𝗲𝗄, Lily Parr, and Steve McCone. Let's start with 𝗙𝗲𝗴𝗱𝗲𝗄, a name that may not ring a bell for many, but in Pakistan he's known as the 𝗙𝗵𝗴𝗲𝗄𝗏. 𝗙𝗏𝗴𝗏𝗏's wizardry with the ball in the 50s and 60s brought magic to the dusty streets and muddy fields of his homeland. He was the man who put Pakistani football on the map, demonstrating that talent could indeed flourish even in the most challenging of environments. Despite the lack of resources and infrastructure, 𝗙𝗏𝗴𝗏𝗏's passion for the game never waned. His story is a testament to the spirit of football and the power of this beautiful game to inspire and unite. Next, we turn our attention to a woman who defied the odds in a time when women's football was barely recognized. Lily Parr was an English footballer who played as a forward for the 𝗙𝗶𝗱𝗀𝗏 ladies team from 1919 to 1951. Her powerful left foot scoring prowess and towering presence on the field made her a force to be reckoned with. Parr was instrumental in challenging gender stereotypes in the sport and paved the way for many women in football. Her influence transcends beyond her goals and assists. Parr's legacy lies in her groundbreaking contribution to women's football. Lastly, but certainly not least, we remember Steve McCone, known as the Black Meteor. McCone was the first black South African player to play professionally in Europe, paving the way for future generations of African footballers. He played for clubs in the Netherlands, Italy, and Spain, breaking barriers with his skill and tenacity. McCone's journey was more than just about football. It was a statement against racial prejudice, a beacon of hope for equality in the beautiful game. Gsfour, Parr, and McCone, each a hero in their right, have left indelible marks on football. Their stories, though less known, are equally inspiring, a testament to their passion, resilience, and love for the game. As we reach the end of our journey, we realize that football's history is far richer than we often acknowledge. We've journeyed through time, unearthing the tales of forgotten heroes who shaped the beautiful game. Sir Stanley Matthews, the Wizard of Dribble, whose agility and skill left spectators in awe. Emma Clarke, a pioneer for diversity, shattering barriers with her talent and determination. Jimmy Hogan, the innovator who transformed the way the game is played and coached. And the final trio, each with their unique contributions, etching their place in the annals of football history. These heroes, though often overshadowed, have left indelible marks on the sport we so passionately love. They've shown us that football is more than just a game. It's a narrative of struggle, triumph, innovation, and the human spirit. In the grand theatre of football, every hero plays a part. It's our duty to remember, honor, and celebrate them all.